A Child's Way to Languages.
Presented by Dr. Judiта Kovach from Hungary.
Hello everyone, I'm pleased to be here and I'm really very happy that I can see so many smiling faces. Now let me start the whole thing. Sorry. I think that this issue, what we have come together, is really very topical now. Common knowledge on children's path to acquiring second or foreign languages is still limited. A lot of counter-argumentation and criticism regarding early start is due to misinterpretation of how it happens. Of course, I do not think that we, people who have gathered together, we have got misinterpretations. But perhaps some people outside this building, either here in this country or in my country or perhaps in some other countries, I think it's still true. So this is why I think that this is worth talking about. Some of the most common arguments that might question the role and place of an early start. For instance, foreign language learning is an unnecessary burden on the young. Or a first language versus second language. The early start has no linguistic benefit. Or perhaps early childhood is for playing, not for learning. Now, I'm really sure that all of you who have seen the things happening here today and yesterday, we all are really very much convinced that, yes, the way how children should be treated is through activities and through playing. So these are not my arguments, of course. A Child's Guide to Languages, it's a key theory. An answer to the above arguments might come from the understanding of the difference. Children's method of acquiring languages is really different from that of any other age group. So children need special treatment, and this is what our profession is about. I'm going to show you...
I'll give you 2 quick lessons in a language you've probably heard, but probably don't speak. And you can tell me which one of these lessons would help you acquire the language. Lesson number 1. You ready? Okay. Wir werden jetzt anfangen, Deutsch zu lernen. Und ich möchte im Voraus sagen, dass nach meiner Meinung Deutsch ist eine sehr schöne Sprache. Und ich hoffe, dass Sie alle sehr viel Erfolg mit Deutsch haben werden. What do you think? Good lesson? Do you think if I kept talking to you like that, you would pick up German? Very slowly. Here's lesson number 2. You have to watch. Das ist meine Hand. Verstehen Sie das? Hand? Alle verstehen? Ich habe 2 Ohren. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2 Ohren. Verstehen Sie das? Gut. Hier sind meine Augen. Augen. Wie viele Augen? 1, 2, 3 Augen, ja? Ist das richtig? 3 Augen? Ja? Ja? Nein, nur 2 Augen. 2 Augen. Mund. Verstehen Sie Mund? Ja? Und Zigaretten. Hier sind meine Zigaretten. Ich habe keine Zigaretten. Zigaretten sind nicht gut, ja? If you understood lesson number 2, I did everything necessary to teach you German. We acquire language in only one way. This is the big moment. When we understand messages. That's it. We've tried everything else. We've tried teaching grammar. We've tried having students memorize vocabulary. We've had people memorize dialogues, sit in front of machines. Next we'll try electric shock. We've tried everything. But the only thing that works, the only thing that counts, is giving people messages they understand, what we now call comprehensible input. We acquire language when we understand what people tell us, what is said, not how it's said, but what is said. Notice that when we teach language today, we usually do the opposite. We give people a rule, and then we have them practice the rule in production, and we tell them if they got it right or wrong.
Thank you very much, you know, it's Professor Krashen, so actually I have invited him from California, and I think I did it really well, because these 3 minutes tell you really everything about our profession, right, in a nutshell. So I think that it's really the very big moment what we could share with him. Now, have a look again. Child's Guide to Languages, which is a key theory. Children, as we have heard, acquire foreign languages similarly to the process they used with their first language. Teenagers and adults, it's a different thing. They learn foreign languages. And this distinction was first emphasized by, as we have seen, by Professor Krashen. And you can find the website on your internet. Now, language acquisition and language learning, if you really want to see the difference between them, it's the following. Acquisition is unconscious. It senses rules. It is concerned with function. It rewards risk. And it focuses on the message. So the teacher is a partner once you acquire a language, is a co-communicator. Correction is potentially inhibiting. Communication appears as a process, and it's integrative as well as it seems slow. On the other hand, if we have a look at language learning, it's conscious, it applies rules. You remember it senses rules when it comes to acquisition. Now it applies rules. It's concerned not with function but with form. And it doesn't really reward risk, but it rewards carefulness. Focuses on the learning itself, not on the message. And the teacher's role is different as well. The teacher is a knowledge transmitter, a controller. In it, correction is crucial. Communication appears only as a goal, not as a process. And it's specialized, not an integrative kind of thing, with singing, dancing, and movements and such things. And last but not least, it seems quick. Now, the implications of this acquisition learning theory on classroom practice are the following. In line with recent research findings, acquisition for the young happens best if, 1, messages delivered through actions as well as through verbality. Learning should be activity-based. The other thing is that a teacher is a partner rather than a controller. Learning for children stems mainly from participating in interactions. And the last thing is that other than linguistic skills are equally developed. Senses perception is a basic source for understanding. Okay, right. Low affective filter, which means there is no inhibition, is important for learning to happen. Routines, well-known structures and situations are basic materials. This is what children's literature can provide. And I think that songs and chants and rhymes that we have been listening to for days, this is the basic content. This should be the content for any tuition for young learners. Now, let me just share this wonderful photo which was made in Budapest in one of the kindergartens, bilingual kindergartens, where the teacher over there is sharing knowledge about day and night. And you can see a wonderful sun here. And quite surprisingly, there are just as many rays of the sun as the number of the children in the group. There is another very nice photo when a teacher in a bilingual kindergarten has a storytelling session. Perhaps all of you know this traditional story of the three little pigs. And this is a puppet show which follows the thing. And this is a third photo of a bilingual Montessori kindergarten in Budapest, where the topic is the land animals and water animals. And once they speak about water animals, they just they sing the song, the nursery rhyme, row, row, row your boat. Now, let's come back to the present and to Helen Doron, early English. How the above principles relate to the Helen Doron early English practice. It's just a very simple mind map. So this is in the middle, you know. Helen Doron early English practice has got so many bubbles here. First of all, it is fun. You can see it here. Then motivating. It's motivating. It's quick with results. It's easy to handle, and it's hand-on. Just because repeated home background hearing and positive reinforcement. And again, Helen Doron early English practice and the above principles, how they make the match. I think the fun element comes from its activity-based character, playing, embedded learning. The other thing is the motivation element, which comes from age-relevant children's literature, chants, action, rhymes, riddles, and things. And hands-on element, learning from experience and through senses. And the last one, quick results. The very nature of children. They are creatures of the moment, so they want immediate results. Short genres, such as chants, rhymes, and so on, support quick results. And there is also another one, the easy-to-handle element, which is due to the professionally designed teaching materials and the careful planning. So the benefit of the Helen Doron early English children will have is the following. Through challenging and enjoyable activities, they get chances to early multi-competence. They also will develop sensitivity toward linguistic cues, as well as develop flexibility in thinking. And getting to feel learning strategies, widening horizon, being able to perceive the world from a different perspective than monolinguals. And also this might enrich their personality. And these are the references, and thank you for attention.